Welcome. I'm Bernice Frost, the CEO and president of Brokerage Up and realestatecoach.com.
My name is Greg McDaniel. I'm the co-host of the very successful podcast, Real Estate Uncensored, and I'm a real estate agent here in Northern California. Together, Bernice and I are Real Estate Coach Uncensored.
So we have a great show for you today. It's called How to Hit the Sweet Spot for Your Business in 2020. And one of the things that, as an agent, I'm always wondering, well, who's going to be the most likely to list a property? Who are the high probability sellers that are out there? By the way, that's a great book, High Probability Selling. It's an oldie but a goodie. But it really gets at, how to identify those people. And we're going to be talking about how to do that today. How do you know what time of day that, emails get open? So, these things that, that bear directly on how well you're able to market is what we're going to be talking about today. So, Greg, if you had to say what your top priority was for closing for getting a contract, what would you say, in terms of, are you going to be relying on the web? Are you going to get face-to-face? Are you going to be relying on your print marketing? We're going to go with that.
To get in front of a client, what works really well for me, and I'm a sicko in the head, so, a lot of people are not going to agree with me, but I love to get on. I love to do outbound prospecting calls. So geo calls, expireds, for rent by owners, for sale by owners, getting in there and just doing the calls, pounding the pavement. Getting out and doing some door knocking around just pending properties. By the way, guys, that's a phenomenal way to do it because the neighbors don't know it went pending. You can be the voice of reason. But I was doing calls yesterday, Bernice, and I got a guy that called me back, and he has 2 off the market properties that I'm going to flip over to a contractor that wants to buy some. So for me, that's really kind of where I'm kind of really focusing on. The internet has never really done anything for me in my area. I don't know why. It doesn't work. And you had a phenomenal stat. What was that stat on the amount of internet leads that were produced and how much it actually it converts to closing? It's such a huge dichotomy, correct?
Yeah. Oh, it's so this is a statistic, and I want to circle back and get to what you were saying about the pendings, because that's something I think everybody needs to hear. But the statistic is if you take all the websites, MLS, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Broker, MLS, you take them all together, they accounted for 4% of the closed listings. 4%. That's the most recent number from the National Association of Realtors. So the bottom line is you need to get face-to-face. And what Greg's doing is he's calling, but then he's getting the appointment. So tell me about when you say you're calling pendings, what are you doing with that? I haven't heard anybody talk about this before.
Okay, so this is something I came up with a number of years ago, and it's not a new thing. People have always done it, but a number of years ago, what we had found out is that when my father's Terry McDaniel, been a broker for 47 years, and we had these signs when it was the Terry McDaniel team when I first joined, and we had these signs that said "Sold by Terry," right? And then it was bright red, and we hung them on all the stuff. And I'm like, well, we're missing a huge gap here. Why don't we got to let everyone know it's pending, right? Show people that we're in action. It's not doing anything. So we got the exact same sign. It said pending by Terry. Nobody knew the difference. And so it was a phenomenal social experiment because people would say, oh, you already sold it. And I just got tired of telling them no. I just said, yeah, sure. But I said, okay, so how do we capture this? And so I did an experiment one day. I got on my dialer that I was using, and I went to my MLS, and I said, okay, let's go back 24 hours. In the couple of cities I work in, let's look at all the pending properties. So I look at the highest price, shortest amount of days on the market, and then I would call the listing agent and be like, hey, Bernice, it's Greg. Hey, your property at 123 Banana Street just went pending. How many offers did you guys get? Oh, you got 3? Oh, congrats. Okay, cool. Then I go out and I make the calls, and I call around in the neighborhoods. I'll use that as my center pin, and I'll do a radius around that property. I'll call, hey, Bernice. Hi, Bernice. My name's Greg McDaniel. I'm a real estate agent here in the area with blah, 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 Yakety Schmack Brokerage. I just want to let you know that the property around the corner from me that was on the market, it just went pending, and it had 3 offers on it. And I was just wondering, were you interested in maybe, taking advantage of these excess buyers that weren't able to buy that home? And then I'd do those calls, and I'd make a relationship, get some emails, put them in the database, and then send out, well, I didn't send out RPRs. I sent out whatever we had at that point, but you send out an RPR report to them, stop by and bring them a box of candy, just build that relationship. And you're the bearer of news because no one else knows what's going on. So that could be a really good way in 2020 to really build your pipeline quickly and do something that's 100% free. So
I have never heard of that from anyone. I think that is a brilliant strategy. That's one of the best prospecting scripts I've ever heard, because people want to know what's going on, and that postcard is going to go out until the property closes. Now, how would I use that with my own? I guess I could do it for my own account. We just put pending on this particular property.
Yeah.
And I have 3 buyers. I mean, people have done postcards with that, and that used to be a good way to do it, but now so many people are using it, that's not as effective. I like the idea of doing it as a cold call. That is brilliant.
You can do cold calls. You can also do social media posts on Facebook and other places like that, because you can do geographical ranges, and you can really shrink it down. But say, hey, my name is so-and-so with Yakety Schmack Brokerage. Give them the whole spiel that we just went through. We had a property. It went pending in 6 days. We had 4 offers. Obviously, only one family can buy it. There's 3 people that are looking to buy in the area. If you're looking to sell and you want access to these folks, please contact me at Yakety Yak number right down here, right?
I love the idea of using the word pending, because people don't know that, and it's like it hasn't closed. It's like you've got the inside track, because everybody's waiting until it closes or it expires. It's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Do you want to know another evilly awesome thing that I did for a while?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is not the greatest topic on earth. Not everyone likes this topic. It's divorce. Okay. And there are a couple of companies that can get the information about divorces. Now, nobody wants to see a relationship end, and it's a very, very sad thing. But when they do end, the assets need to be divided. And so there's a company that I use. And you let me know if you want me to tell the name of the company.
Go ahead.
It's called Benutech. And they provide.
Can you spell that for our viewers, please?
No, I'm dyslexic. I'll spell it. I'll find it in my emails before the end of this thing. But Benutech, and they provide death certificates and death information and divorce information. And so what I did was, and this is like straight up ninja, okay? What I would do is I would see the divorce records, and then I would print an RPR report, a property report with RPR. I'd bind it, and then I would go, on the front of on the door, and this is my script. Hi, Bernice. My name is Greg McDaniel. I'm a local real estate agent here in the area. I don't know if it was you or your husband or someone in the household requested some information about the value of the property. Was that you? And hands to God, every single time, it was my jerk of a husband. It was my jerk of a wife. We're getting a divorce. Boom, you're in. You brought value. You didn't try to make an enemy, but you started a conversation.
Full disclosure, though, you didn't tell the truth.
I did, sort of. I brought him value.
Well, let's see if we can upgrade that script a little bit.
But I didn't hurt anybody.
I'm someone who specializes in the area, and I'm talking with people who live in this area and sharing, and doing an equity checkup with them to, show how much your property is worth. And I do have that information for your property. Would you be interested? And then that's, you're clean on that without having, you never have to say that you found them, by looking for the divorce statistics or anything. One of the things that intrigued me about the company you're talking about is sometimes when someone loses someone, they don't have a good resource for getting death certificates, or they get multiple copies of those things. And if you can supply them with the resources on that, I don't like following up on ambulance chasing. That just kind of
no. It's definitely a gray area, and a certain type of person is going to do that, and I'm not faulting them for it, because if a death in the family, there has to be a sale at some point, right? Might as well be a resource. If, at the bare minimum, bring them value and say, hey man, here's what I love that verbiage, by the way. I'm going to be using that. Here's an equity checkup on your property. I'm sorry for the loss in your family. I'm not here poaching for the listing. I just wanted to bring value. If you have any questions about the market or what we can do to help you win the time,
is there anything I do to be of service? Let me know. So let's talk about that equity checkup for a minute, because this is one of the most powerful things there is for getting, I've been training this for years. It really, really works. So what an equity checkup is, it's a very fancy CMA, but everybody gets, they all go to the MLS, they print out the same printout, and boring and nothing new, or they'll send five comps. Well, what you do with this is you begin by creating a cover page. So Is there a local landmark that, indicates your subdivision or where you're living, Greg? Is there something nearby? If somebody looks at this and says, oh, I know that area.
Yeah, there's a big clock in downtown Danville that or the Danville tree. I mean, either one of those people would know immediately.
Yeah, so you put that on the cover page, so that labels it. Or if you've got a subdivision, there's a name out in front of it. Take a picture of that. Put this so it says that this is where I live. The second thing you're going to do is you mentioned NARRPR.com. That's Real Property Resource from NAR. Again, that's NARRPR.com. So you can get these beautiful, it's like 15, 25 pages of reports.
Yeah.
And you can either make a PDF of them and you can email it, text it to them, or you can print it out, depending on the consumer, and have that ready to go. And then the other place I love, and I think I've talked about this before, but it is homedisclosure.com. And this particular resource will give you are there brownfields, are there sex offenders, what are the earthquake risks, what are the tornado risks, what are the, is there radon in this area, has there been a fire on the property? There are all these different kinds of information that are available through that, and it's free. Again, that's homedisclosure.com.
Great resource.
So, that's a great. Now, if you want some other, the other set of data, of course, you need to include is your personal CMA.
Mm-hmm.
So when you walk in and you give something like that, whether, and again, you can just do the door knock. You don't even have to bring up what their personal circumstances are. It's just like, I'm in the area, and, if you have clients that live by, I know, I just dropped one of these out for one of my other clients, and I thought I would check around to see with some of the neighbors and see if they were interested in having an equity checkup on their property. If so, I'll be happy to send that to you.
I just got a really funny image in my head. Go get yourself a white lab coat, right? This would be an awesome photo. So go get a white lab coat, like a doctor's lab coat. Go get a stethoscope, right? And then put it to the house like you're getting an equity checkup.
I love that. Oh, that's a great marketing piece. Now, see, we did a show where we talked about bad marketing pieces. That would be brilliant. You've got you in the white lab coat with the stethoscope, listening to the house say, do you need an equity checkup? That's on the front. Contact me is on the back. That is brilliant.
Oh, that just popped in my brain. It's the first thing that I saw. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, here I have all these dry statistics and you come out with the best one-liner of the day. Greg, I want the picture. You need to do it. I know you got the resources.
I do. I'm just thinking about how I can get my hands. I mean, I know a doctor. I got the stethoscope. I've got to do this.
Use their house, your house. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem.
No, I'll just use my parents' house. I think it'll be great for photographs. But I mean, that's hilarious. Okay. Equity checkup. That is such a brilliant marketing piece. Oh my gosh. So now I'm just going to be.
I even hate to shift gears after that. It's just like that's an endpoint. It's so good.
It almost is.
Those two takeaways that you just gave our viewers are golden. I mean, they are absolutely golden. I mean,
so the funny thing is,
there are not a lot of people come up with stuff I've never heard. I mean, you're just like
it's all the
you're
Persian
on fire,
tea,
my friend.
Thank you. From you, that's a huge compliment. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And here's another thing that you could do to do this on cold calls. Again, this popped in my brain. Is it ring ring ring? Hi, Bernice. My name's Greg McDaniel. I'm a real estate agent with EXP here in the area. Hey, I'm calling around. It's flu season, as you know, and I just wanted to see if you wanted to get an equity checkup on your property. Because you break in like the time of year, you could break in like, it's all kinds of stuff, right? I mean, what do you think of that? Do you think that's good at all? Or should we just crap?
I didn't get the flu. I didn't get the jump from the flu to the equity checkup. But.
Well, because it's a checkup, like a doctor checkup.
Uh-huh.
Maybe my brain's just working too fast.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever. Okay. Moving forward. So let's talk about what is still hot. Number one, getting face-to-face. Number two, referrals. Past clients. The biggest mistake you can make is not staying in contact with your past clients. Second,
stop sending mailing pieces. If you're going to send them, stop sending them to people you don't know. You'll get the best return when you mail to the people that you do know.
Mm-hmm.
And then from NAR's the profile of buyers and sellers, what is getting less than 1% return these days is direct mail,
Ugh.
floor duty or floor time, crowdsourcing, newspapers, yellow pages, home book ads, calendars, magnets, and social media pages where you do not have a personal connection.
Oh my gosh.
1% return.
There was a gal, she was in Southern California. She had a neighborhood Facebook page. The only thing this individual did was just listing. It was so vanilla, it hurt to look at it. And it is about the social media. It is about the connections. And, it's not about having 1,000 leads come in every month, right? It's non-scalable. I mean, it's a non-starter. You shouldn't do that. That's bad. Get 3 people and have, a real deep conversations with them and start to help them. We talked about this before. When's the last time, besides when I've asked you, when's the last time you said, Bernice, how can I help you grow your business? How can I help you make your company more profitable? What's your perfect client look like? I can keep my eyes and ears open for you. When's the last time someone's actually asked that question to somebody?
I think you're the last person who asked me that.
It's been months.
You asked me that today, actually, so.
Well,
but, it's the idea is that you keep asking. So,
yeah. What's your idea on, and for the people that are watching this, we have a variety of social media stuff out there. So there's the new one, TikTok. Well, all the youngins are on it, but us more seasoned individuals haven't quite ventured into those dirty waters yet. TikTok, so Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Is video getting a good return?
It's the best return. YouTube, I think a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't remember the exact date, surpassed. It's now the #1 visited website in the world. So
really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Facebook, yep. YouTube's #1.
So people, if it's getting the best return, and for 2020, we know it's not going anywhere, guys. It's only going to get bigger. You've got to wrap your head around this. Stop being an ostrich and sticking your head in the sand. Look, Bernice and I can yell at you. I'll come over and slap you. Whatever it takes for you to actually start doing video. No one's going to laugh at you. And if they do, just delete them. They're a butthead. But, no one's going to laugh at you. I'm going to congratulate you. Bernice, I've told you this. I've gone on multiple listing appointments. And I'll show up, and there was this one gentleman, Hussein, wonderful gentleman, such a nice guy. And I forgot he was on my email list. And he goes, "Hey, Greg." I'm like, "Hey, Hussein, how are you, man?" He's like, "Hey, I love that last video with Scott Seafood. I love that place. We go there all the time." And I'm like, I can't believe it. This guy's been watching my videos. And I forgot he was even on my list. That's the power. It works when you're not working.
Well, we are attracted to people who are like us, and when we first meet them, we're looking for that commonality. That seafood restaurant was your commonality right there. That says you like what he likes, and that's where you start building your communication, and your trust all comes from that.
What would you say that people should do video on in 2020? You got your fingers in a lot of pies.
Yes.
Just all 10 of them. What would you do a video on? If you were Jane?
If I were just starting out again, the first thing I would do is I would go to my current listings and ask them to do a testimonial for the area, because that way I don't have to be on the screen. And also what happens is Google and other search engines look at that as a testimonial for you. So it gets pushed right up if it's on video. Second thing I would ask them, do you know anybody else who'd like to give a testimonial for the area? And then that person, I get a warm introduction, and we know there's got to be, everybody knows 2 or 3 people that are totally into Instagram and TikTok and whatever else is out there that are posting away. They will post the heck out of it and market for you because it's about them.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's called the angel effect. When someone else sings your praises, it's the angel effect. Has hands down way more impact. Instead of going me, I, it's all about, hey, look what this individual did to me.
Well, it's not even about, it's not, yeah, they'll do that. But the other thing is it's about the area. So somebody who is, looking, if you tag it right, you tag those things right on the social media, someone who's looking for a home in that area and they see this testimonial for the area, they're going to be looking at the other things you posted. So you have multiple testimonials for the area, and you do this on your Facebook business page. So it becomes a place where you aggregate what's great about living in the area, and then go out and, next fall, go out and interview the football coach, interview the baseball coach, depending on what time of year it is, favorite pizza, favorite beer, IPA. I mean, all these things. It's that connection that matters.
It does. I actually have, there's a pizza place called Primo's in downtown Danville, and the owner, Drew, and I are going to be shooting, I think, this week. And I've done local videos like that, and it really does a lot. And you don't, look, the iPhones, guys, it's perfectly good enough to do these videos. You don't need to go out and get super expensive equipment. You don't have to go all Hollywood on us. Just go out there and start filming stuff. And as long as people can see you and hear you, they'll be fine. In 2020, another marketing tip that most of you guys are not aware of, and you can love Zillow or hate Zillow, I don't care what your opinion is. When you have a listing and you upload all the photos, right? What you can do is you scroll down, and then they'll give you the ability to shoot a 2-minute silent video that uploads directly to your page so people can get the layout of the property. It's fantastic. It's 100% free, and you don't have to be on camera. So the way you'd start, my buddy Stefan Adika turned me on to this. I didn't even think about this. You start off with a shot of your sign, and then you pan into the house, and you go into the house, video the house, come back out, and end it with a shot of your sign. So you're getting the branding, you're getting video, and you're showing, well, your technology savvy, to your clients.
Really important takeaway from this. I think it's over something like 80 or 90%. I don't remember the exact number of all the videos that are viewed online are viewed probably at work with and without the sound.
Yes.
And that picture of the sign with your contact information at the beginning and the end, if you're doing I was thinking, I haven't heard anybody suggest this, they say, put the little thing down the bottom about the address. Man, begin with your sign, and with your sign, it's got, and you got the property address there, you're good. By the way, make sure that you have the city and the state. Just a hint, there are like 4 or 5 places in the United States that have the name of Paris.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Paris, Texas, Paris, California. I think there's some other ones too.
Paris, California. I got to look that one up.
Yeah, I think that's right. I wouldn't bet on it, but I think that's right.
So if you guys want to do, I want to go back real quick. 3 things. For your YouTube guys, there is a free add-on if you want to understand YouTube and how to do it right. It's called vidIQ.com. vidIQ. It's a free add-on, a plugin. You download it, and then it'll attach itself to your YouTube, and it will. This is the coolest hack. Okay, check. I get so excited about this stuff. So what happens is you can go in, and I want you to type in your competitors. I want you to type in your local areas you work, your county, and then real estate, right, or homes, or whatever. See what's working, what's trending. Find the video with the highest number of views, and then that video on the side on vidIQ. You scroll down and you'll see what the tags are, the video tags, because that's how you get search indexed in YouTube. You can copy those tags, and then you go into your video creator and you can paste them in there, and you can leapfrog over all of your competitors like that at a zero cost basis and become visible and searchable way faster.
That is the hardest thing, is writing tags, and that is a brilliant suggestion. So vidIQ on YouTube as an add-on.
Yep, as an add-on, and then
huge.
And then
huge
what was
takeaway.
What's the free source you have for getting the words?
Oh, REI source. Is that what you're asking?
No. The one that you can transcribe the video so people can at work can watch it.
Otter.ai. Oh, I love that tool. Otter, OTTER, like the animal, .ai. And what they will do is you would take your video, you put it in Otter, you get a transcript. It's not perfect, but it's probably 95%. You can clean the rest of it up, and then you've got a post. So you can do it in your newsletter. You've got something you can post in a blog. You can post a little post on Twitter or on Facebook. You've got great content. So, I'm a big fan, repurpose across multiple. So you do one one video or one post, and then you tweak that to fit the platform that you're going on. Instagram's going to be different from what you would do with a postcard, but some of that same content can work in both places. So.
And that, get that picture of you getting the equity checkup on the house, repurpose that thing everywhere.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that. That's the best takeaway. So a couple of other things, before we wrap up here, some interesting takeaways, and I'm just going to, kind of blast through these fairly quickly. One of the interesting things from the NAR profile of buyers and sellers was that there are two age groups who are most likely to sell. And these people, they have a 40% conversion rate. So, 40%.
40%.
That's what NAR is showing on this. These are people who, well, imagine this, 75 years or older.
Imagine that one.
And they've been in their house for 21 years.
Gosh.
But you can pull that off of REI Source. But then this was the one I was most intrigued by. 18 to 34 years old who've been in their home 4 to 5 years. So
18
to 34 who've been in their home 4 to 5 years because they're most likely to upgrade.
But 18?
18, hey.
That's it. That justifies TikTok right there. Go to TikTok, get those 18-year-old buyers. That's it.
Well, let me give you some other sweet spots for their business as well. First of all, if you have, you can pull this off again, REI Source. That's REI Source. You can get that from your title company, about 10 cents a name or less. Sometimes I've seen as low as a nickel, depends on the company and the location. People who live in a 2-bedroom condo who are expecting their second or third child.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Parents whose this was an interesting one. Parents whose youngest child is graduating from high school, especially if the child is off to college in another state. A lot of people have had the big family house, the last kid's out. Oh man, we're going to downsize so the kids don't come back, or they're going to helicopter and go to where the kid is. So
yes. I see a
got
lot
that
of that
going on. And then
a lot of helicopters.
Boomers who have lost their spouse, especially if they own a large multi-story home. So somebody's become a widow, anybody who is like over, say, 60 and they got a 2-story house, one or both of them are having issues with their mobility in terms of the steps or other kinds of problems. So kind of to wrap up for today, I do have some video statistics that really emphasize what Greg has been saying. First of all, in terms of if you're emailing a video to someone, it will increase your opens if you include the word video in the subject line. So that's a 19% increase.
19%?
Video open rate. A video thumbnail on it increases your opens by 50%, your click-throughs.
Okay, that's Instagram, IGTV. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. It also increases revenue. 64% of consumers are more likely to buy after seeing a video, and it cuts your lead costs. It's cheaper, and it also creates 41% more search traffic than people that are marketing without videos. So video is the name of the game, and Greg has just given you some fabulous suggestions today. What's your final takeaway to wrap up for today?
Get your lazy butt on camera. You know what? That's all I got to say, man.
It couldn't be more concise than that.
So here, my takeaway for this is, look, obviously I jest quite a bit, but I also am very serious about this. Look, those TikTokers, those 18-year-olds that are going to be getting into the business, they will crush you because they already have 200,000 followers of their peers, when they do these dumb dances. Imagine what that follower base is going to do when they introduce, real estate into their mix. Guys, I'm as serious as a heart attack. You've got to get on camera. You've got to find a way around this. Otherwise, you will be out of business when this new wave of agents come in. So please get on video. That's my takeaway. What's yours?
Ditto that. Video. Get face-to-face. When you get a lead, the number one priority is to get face-to-face with the appointment, because NAR says, in terms of listings, 75% hire the first person they talk to. So
yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's your takeaway. Anyway, thank you for joining us today, and join us next week for the next version of Real Estate Coach Uncensored.
All right, guys. See ya. Bye.
Bye.